On this episode of Chicago Beer Pass, Nick and I are drinking cans of Small Talk from Forbidden Root as we talk about Hennessy, Goose Island, and dive into some of our favorite beers we drank at Ultra Fresh. All that and more on this week's episode. What did we do these last 3 weeks, Zoe? What'd you make it to?
Yeah, because, you get a cork popped out, boop, it just flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it. The legend, Mr. Pete Crowley. I love Pete Crowley, man.
How's that beer? It's what you think it is.
It'll be like the stuff you hear. You ever go to, every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Pass. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
Brad, what's up, man? I'm Nik White.
And we're getting fresh this week.
Man, we got some, we got Tall Boys, man. Well, everyone's in Tall Boys now.
Yeah, who doesn't have Tall Boys, right?
Even Goose has Tall Boys now.
I know. This was first packaged 6/19/19? Yeah, so, 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah, and this is from their,
Forbidden Root. We're drinking Forbidden Root.
Yeah, Forbidden Root. And they got this series of beers with the one graphic designer, right? Tony Fitzpatrick. Mm-hmm. And this is one of those. It's not one of their mainline offerings. This is a double dry hop pale ale, Brad. Small Talk.
But it's small. It's 4.8. Like, you hear double dry hopped pale ale, you think 7%, high sixes.
Yeah.
No, they're coming in at 4.8.
And big flavor, little beer. And we'll get to it later, but I can appreciate these now because this is the beer you drink, when you already been drinking.
Right.
And you don't want the party to stop, but you can't crash and burn. You just want to cruise.
Or you're at the beach for the holiday weekend and you need a beer that is going to quench your thirst but not knock you on your ass too.
Yeah.
That sun's brutal.
And still be interesting, right?
Yeah.
You got to have a small beer that's still interesting. You don't really want fuzzy water,
And they said this beer is going to be one of a year-round beer.
Nice.
Offer now. They're gonna try to move it into that. So
yeah,
I think that's a good call for them.
Yeah, you give it space. You could turn it up. You can do a shot with it if you want. Yeah, something small and good.
When I stopped in there to pick this up, they also had some cans of Snoochie Boochie on. We've had that before on here, and a couple other ones in more of their traditional designed cans, and it was really dark, and I didn't look. I was I knew I wanted Small Talk.
Yeah, and we're drinking these out of our 4th of July koozies, man.
Yeah, we got our Blue Angel hard case.
Yeah, we got these, I want to say, was it maybe last summer, I guess,
I
right?
think you got them 2 years ago.
It's a really, all right, so first of all, it's a hard koozie, so it makes the whole drinking experience a little bulky, but it's, insulated, keeps it colder, longer. I assume that's the bit.
I guess.
And then
it feels dangerous.
And then it's got some killer artwork on here, man. A Naval Air Training Academy, and then these the vintage fighter planes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just getting in the spirit of America here.
F-50 bombers. I just made that up. I don't know what these are.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Something
these are
like
cool,
that.
though.
Planes.
Yeah. Oh, shout out the company, man. Keeps It Cooler. Mm-hmm. And they're F-18s. U.S. Navy Blue Angel F-18s, man.
Right. Yeah. They got the seal, the United States Navy seal on
this
there.
This is legit, man. This is officially licensed product here, Brad.
No, and we're not getting paid. All right, so we're gonna sip on these cans here as we talk about our past week because we made it around.
Man, we got out this week, man.
Right.
I saw you a couple times this week.
I know. So I think it started with you getting down on some Hennessy.
Dude, it was very strange to see the Hennessy La Voyage on the calendar, but this party did not suck at all, man. Cheers to Hennessy US. I had a good time, and I was joking, man. I feel like it's the spirits guys that make it a point to have these kind of events in people's houses. So this is a private residence. I'm like, where'd you find this place? She's like, Airbnb. It's just it's like it's like this mansion in West Town, man. and we show up. It's like 6 people there. Oh, but a few years ago, there was these really big condos in Lakeview, and Grand Marnier had a similar party, where it's like an experience for their product, but it's just not at a bar. It's just at someone's home.
Okay.
Which is cool. Sorry.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So.
How were the drinks?
Oh man, this party fucked, man, dude. Like, so this is what I learned. The mainline Hennessy product, the one you see in half pints, the ones that the rappers and shit are rapping about, that's Hennessy VS, right? Like, that's their mainline offering,
Okay.
right? So it's younger, it's bright, it's boozy, like it's wild, right? Like it's something that'll put you on your ass. I haven't had cognac of any kind in 10 years,
Okay.
because of that. But then when you get into some of these, we went through like a few of them. There's the step above that is a VSOP, right? And then the one above that is the XO. That's like the $200 offering.
What do these letters stand for?
VS. Man, sorry. I need my inhaler, Brad. Okay. Hay fever, man.
Because I would think it's like the years, right? But they're using letters.
Yeah, they're using letters to describe them. So, because they have this, they call it the eau de vie, the water of life, and and there was an art installation for it. Oh, but some of these barrels, it's kind of hard to believe, but some of these barrels have like 40-year-old liquid in them, and some of them have like 2-year-old liquid, and it's what do they call it? Active barrel aging.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they're not all staying in the same barrel for their entire life.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're blending them all. So there's no like definitive year on them. They're just different blends. The VS is very special. VSOP, which is this, which is step up, very special, old and pale, right? Because I think it refers to like whatever king they made it for. They're like, hey, send me your finest cognac, but don't give me the one you've been sitting on for the longest time. Send me the pale one. Send me one that isn't quite super old. I don't want a bunch of wood character, but I want something very special that hasn't been aged for too long, right? So VSOP, right?
Well, so the old, but not that.
Right. And then the XO, I forget what XO stands for.
Okay.
But that one is actually, that's more akin to a bourbon than I was expecting. Nice lingering chocolate and spice and everything you would expect from a bourbon, wood character, like really just very pleasant.
I've never really got down on much cognac or anything.
Same, man. When I was younger, man, like around the Sox when the title's like '05, I'd go hang out at my sister's birthday. Everybody's drinking like a sidecar Hennessy VS and like a bottle of like Budweiser Select.
Oh, cool.
Right, that's just kind of how they got down, And like that Hennessy would always put me on my ass, so I never drink it. I can't handle it. So this was interesting, man, because there was like the French 75 is this one cocktail with like a little lemon, a little champagne, and a flute, with a little simple syrup, and the Hennessy VSOP, the second level. And dude, it'd change your brunch forever. And I was kind of surprised because I always, in my head, Hennessy was always this overpowering thing that, you couldn't really enjoy a light tasting cocktail with. And I think that perception changed for me.
Nice.
So that was cool, man.
That sounds awesome. And then you met me over at the Goose Island. It's not really their barrel warehouse, but
that's
I'm Fulton. It's a barrel warehouse, but not the barrel. It's not the barrel warehouse, right?
The barrel. No, it's not the active barrel warehouse where all the barrels are.
Yeah, it's where some barrels are.
Right.
I think it's like the temporary storage before, like they may get filled there, or they are there to get filled, or right after they got filled, or whatever. They don't need the long term at the big spot.
Yeah, so now this is just like, it's essentially a party space now, right? Because this is where a big part of the 312 Block Party was in that warehouse.
Yeah.
And I guess the premise was they've outgrown, this was the dock party. Like, this was the old school dock party.
This was if anyone's listening or anyone remembers, Goose Island dock party. This is kind of what it was, but the dock parties were inside the brewery, which, yeah, that's probably not the best place to have a party.
Yeah, I remember dock parties that kind of, close out the summer. You could get Harvest Ale. I remember that was the first time you could get like whatever Goose Island's Harvest Ale was. And it was just like a little quiet, like friends and family thing in the summer.
Right.
But I guess this was that, just a little further up, a couple months up.
Yeah.
And it was big. It wasn't little law. This was a lot of people.
It was a good amount, not crazy or
No,
anything, but I think it was also used, friends and family thing, but it was also used to introduce a handful of new beers.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
Goose is getting on that tall boy can train.
They're on the Tall Boy Express.
Yeah.
So this is year 2 of Paper Umbrellas, which is their tropical pale ale. I remember seeing that floating around.
Yep. Tall boy cans of 312 dry hop.
Also year 2 in the Tall Boy cans.
And then there's silver cans going around, right?
There were silver cans.
There's black cans. The black cans have the sticker on them.
Oh, silver 312 cans. Is that what you're saying?
That are the dry hop ones, because I found out that these cans with the sticker labels, you can't recycle those cans.
No.
You need to take the sticker off. Chicago won't accept the sticker cans. So I think
That's not a recyclable product at that point, huh?
right. So Goose switching to like those silver cans that aren't like the stickers anymore. You know, those are recyclable. But
I hadn't really realized that.
yeah, I didn't know. I found that out this week at the Goose Island party.
Right
Not
on.
because of that, but someone else mentioned that.
Yeah.
And then we got to see their haze.
Yeah. So what was their haze? Lost Palate?
Lost Palette, yeah.
Yeah. So that's another one of those beers where I think this is like, just Rev 1 of Lost Palate. I was talking to one of the guys, I think it was Johnny, the guy who, inspired it. And they were saying like, it might be different going forward, but this is where they think it should be, as far as intensity goes for
Yeah.
these ingredients. I think it's like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch inspired hazy.
Right. So the
Right.
original, like when they did it on their little system, they were actually dumping Cinnamon Toast Crunch in there.
Man, that was draft only probably.
That might have just been a test batch for like employees or
Yeah.
draft only. As it got ramped up, they stepped away from the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and it just has cinnamon in it now. Because it's beer. You're already getting all those cereal notes
Yeah.
from the grains.
Yeah, and that actually it probably adds to the density of it. And what I liked about it is that it was like, it wasn't a heavy hazy. It's approachable hazy.
Yeah, it felt different than a lot of haze that you end up drinking that are very juicy and fruit forward with the mango or the pineapple. And then the hops cut through with that little bit of burn and bite. This didn't have the hop, the big hop finish. It cut through with the cinnamon, and then your palate was very clean afterwards, where
Yeah.
a lot of New England IPAs and that style, they end up being like bitter and dry at the end, but in true Goose Island fashion, it ends clean. Most of their beers end very clean.
Yeah,
It's nice.
they take a lot of pride in that. And I know you had to kind of twist their arm. A lot of guys make a decision that don't believe in turbid. They call them turbid beers. We don't believe in turbid beers over here. Beer shouldn't be that way. So I know they had some convincing going on there to pull that off.
And,
That was nice.
you got to get paid, right?
Yeah.
Like, people are lining up for these beers. People are asking for them. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
Even, like, it's nice that they have the story to go with it, and they're not just, one of those other people being like, oh, here's Sam Adams hazy. And
Right, and then it comes out in the can, looks like, people are like, wait a minute, this looks just like something Brewdog came out with.
right.
Yeah.
So you have the story and doing it with a twist on it. So, and yeah, it's not just a cash grab.
Yeah. After all those cognacs, I was a big fan of the Mexican lager that was in cans. That might have been my favorite one.
That was good too.
That was a Mexican lager with lime.
Yeah.
So just easy, crushable, and just fun. Just like you don't have to think about it. Just let me drink this whole thing and I'm good.
Yeah.
What else was there?
Those
Those are the only ones I remember.
There was Natural Villain was
Oh,
on.
Natural Villain, and probably not Old Man Grumpy, but Born and Raised.
Born and Raised was on tap in the CTA car. Because they, how they used to have the bus,
Oh, that's right. Now they've upgraded.
but they have the CTA car that they can like haul around. So the bus was just it was a bus. This is now more of a trailer type thing.
Yeah, it's impressive the way it's set up. That was really cool. That was a good way to end the night. It was going to that thing.
Yeah.
We were talking about Dominique might make an appearance this year. Dominique is, I think it was a sour version of Matilda that's aged in bourbon barrels.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, which was like, kind of like a cult favorite on draft. way back when, and that might make it to production, a small production run. I'd be excited about that.
And it was that week that Bourbon County first run got packaged.
Yeah,
So here we are, July. Bourbon County is in packages.
it's such a bizarre turn. I mean, I remember summers like this before, but yeah, it's like, dude, last week was like my first time hanging out at the beach, and already I go to a party that right after that next week, and we're already talking BCS. You know,
Right.
It's like, look at Chicago, man.
I don't know. So yeah, anybody sitting on these beers for a long time, like Bourbon County, which you can, it's already been sitting in bottles for 6 months, even past however long they have it sit in the barrel. So something to think about when you get it.
That's true. I had a wheat wine recently, and I was like, man, this is still good, but like, yeah.
But you're drinking that now.
I want to drink
that's
these. Like,
that's about a year. Although you picked it up, 6-8 months ago. It's been in bottles for about a year now.
Yeah. As I was drinking it, I was like, okay, I'll still want to drink this for another 6 months, but I wouldn't want to sit on this. Like, I need to go ahead and drink these.
Yeah, that's cool. Then our next event we ran into each other at was Ultra Fresh. Did you do anything between Goose Island on, what was that, like Thursday, and Ultra Fresh on Saturday?
No, I laid low Friday.
Okay.
Fridays are a good
Quiet day for you?
It's quiet. It's quiet time.
Nice. So Ultra Fresh over just a little bit past where Goose Island is.
Yeah, just like a block away, right?
On the other side of Damon. Yeah.
Fresh to death.
Yeah. So this, I got there a little after 5. There was a line to get in. People are ready to go for this event.
I'll tell you, man, that party was fun, man.
It was good. We were told it sold out 15 to 5 minutes before it opened.
Yeah. So cheers to those guys. They were kind of concerned. They're like, man, it's difficult to call it because there's so much last minute action. They're like, man, will there be 200 people? Will there be 500 people? Like, you really just don't know until that last hour.
Well, and as long as you sell out, you don't care if
you don't.
If you sold 500 and only 200 come, all right, you're their loss, not yours. So yeah, I got there at 5. I was one of the few people that got a can from Pilot.
Yeah, you got the actual collab, Fresh to Death. Mm-hmm. I missed that. I think, by the time I got there, they were all gone.
Yeah, and I cracked it open. I guess in hindsight, I did see, what's her name on Twitter? You guys were talking, we were talking with her.
Girl Race Beer?
No.
Who else were we talking to? That whole thing was kind of a blur because there was cocktails and I don't know.
I've seen a few people crack open their can recently on Instagram and stuff, so that's maybe what we should have did. But I was like, I have a beer in my hand.
Right, it was the welcome beer.
What do I do with this beer?
I was excited for them because I think the years before it was just like, a run of like Sun Crusher or something. Mm-hmm. But this year they had their own collab beer.
Yeah, and this was one of the first beers that Pilot was doing. It was nice, a little malt heavy, but not like bad. In
it would have been nice to have, they could have had, because there was some the fresh theme was all the way through, but like the coffees and the cocktails, like they could have put their collab with Roaring Table there. I was very curious about that because he mentioned on the show, or maybe it was a post show, when we had like a table beer from Dovetail. Yeah, and it was kind of like a wild ale table beer. And he mentioned that the beer they made with Roaring Table was kind of like that. I was kind of curious about that, so that would have been cool to see. Right. But
and Roaring Table did they have the rice beer on? No.
Let's look it up. That rice lager was good.
The rice lager was really good.
Cheers to Weiner. They had a DDH pineapple that was good. Dude, the Allagash beer.
Yeah, that was really nice.
I want to say that was also a sour pineapple.
Something like that, yeah.
Those are both really good. Those are two of my faves.
And you know what? There was a line for Hot Butcher.
Yeah, man. By the time I got to Hot Butcher and to Pipeworks, they were both gone.
Pipeworks was there?
Yeah, Pipeworks was the very last one before the big signs.
We were just talking before show about Pipeworks. I haven't had a Pipeworks beer in a long time. I didn't even know they were at Ultra Fresh.
Yeah. I went to Benny's on Grand because, the job's right there. and I was gonna grab some Ninja vs Unicorn because that's my play. And they're sitting on like a whole stack in the fridge of Ninja vs Unicorn from like fucking April. I'm like, dude, get your life together with this bullshit. But I didn't get it because but that is one of my go-tos. I like them.
No,
but you know,
okay.
they keep a lot of old stock at that one though. Like a lot of
Okay.
old ass Half Acre there too, and Rev, all in the fridge. Like all the fridge beers are fucking old.
Weird.
Sorry,
All right.
I
So,
hate that place.
so what did Roy? What was who had the rice lager? What was,
Roaring Table, no duh is what it's called.
That was really nice. I like
No,
that.
that was great. Yeah.
But yeah, Hop Butcher ran out very quick with a line. I didn't have any of that. I do not understand the Hop Butcher.
Phenomenon.
Yeah.
Normalize a Signal was the one they had.
What? So it's some sort of haze.
Yeah, I
Beer,
think.
right?
Yeah, they but I mean, if you when you read a lot of their descriptions, they're going out of their way to pair up a bunch of different hops. Like it's not the same thing all the time.
Okay.
And then all the artwork is drastically different. But I never get around to it. Their runs are such where I never get to try their weekly, bi-weekly stuff.
Right. If I ever get a chance to have it, it is good.
Yeah.
But it's not. I don't know why I would wait in line for it. So, but that went pretty quick.
They are the people's choice, man. As a matter of fact, they won the Hop Review like tournament, I think, the March Madness tournament.
Right. That Mr. Shaky, that peach. Mr.
Oh,
Shaky,
that was really good from Maplewood.
that went pretty quickly too.
Yeah. What else? You know what I wasn't a fan of was the Rev DDH, the Citra Hero.
Okay.
Like really medicinal, really boozy, medicinal. I didn't understand it.
And we found out, speaking of Goose Island going into the Hayes game, Rev is retiring Citra Hero,
Oh, really?
and they're going to do Hazy Heroes.
Oh, wow.
So the West Coast Citra Hero beers we've all grown accustomed to are no more, and they will all be on that like juicy, fruity kind of train now.
Yeah, keep it rolling, man.
Because they're doing it because no one's buying it.
Oh,
Not so much that they don't want to, that they have to.
they have to shift.
Yeah.
I mean, they've kind of exhausted the Hero brand, right? Like some of them just get kind of lost in the shuffle. A lot of the labels look alike, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, you just they're
I forget what it's going to be named, or if it's still part of the Hero series or like an alternate universe kind of thing.
yeah.
But
The Energy City, they were in the middle of kegs, and so I had a Dovetail Hefeweizen, which I really dug. I'm like, "Are you pouring, good sir?" He's like, "Indeed, I am." Yeah, and it was like, he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm telling people when their tongue is dead from all this hop overkill, man, just come over here, man. I got this hef for you."
right.
That was cool.
Salmoth had Blue up there.
Yeah, I really liked Cruz Blanca's Freetown was there. I like that.
Josh Riley's lady, she was looking for some stouts or something. Like you don't really have fresh stouts.
She was looking for the tee up. She's like, how do I turn up at this little fucking dock party? That was a dock party right there because it was like,
Oh yeah, it kind of was.
yeah, the DJ was playing like all these soul music on vinyl. You could walk upstairs and there was like a nice little area that was covered that kind of felt like, like an open air house vibe, really.
True. Yeah.
Like, it was great, man. That was a good party. Yeah.
And then you got down on some of the Rheinhall.
Yeah, I tried all the Rheinhalls. So there was the beer schnapps,
2 beer schnapps.
2 beer schnapps.
There was one they did with Goose Island, and one, I forget who supplied the beer for the other one.
Let's see.
Was it Pipeworks?
Oh, yeah, beer schnapps. And then there was a La Normandy. So the woman from Normandy. Who made that? Who was that with? I don't know. Oh, it was an apple cider.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's a beer schnapps, BCS beer schnapps, and then, yeah. Oh, and there were 2 beer schnapps.
Yeah, that's what I said. One with Goose Island and one with...
They don't list who the other one was with. It just says beer schnapps.
Okay. She told us, and I forgot.
Yeah.
But you tried both of those.
They were a little too young for me,
Okay.
Like, I definitely liked it better in the lemonade.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, on their own, they were like I need something a little more mellow than this.
Cool. And then Metro Coffee was right there pouring some stuff.
That was nice. Metro Coffee was nice.
Yeah, that was the last thing I drank was basically a coffee. I was like, I need a little pick-me-up, and then I'm getting my bike, and I'm out of here.
Yeah. What else we missing? Lou Dog event. I really like the cups this year. They were like those, if you ever go to the Goose Island tasting room, they have these miniature Nonic tasters, like 6-ounce tasters.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty iconic because they've had those at all their festivals. So that was the that style cup was the Ultra Fresh cup.
Right. Well,
That
Goose
was really
Island
good.
was a sponsor.
Right on. So there you go.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I like the signage at this party. Like the docks, you know, it's a loading dock. So they got, you know, where the trucks pull up, the huge, gigantic
It's all
open spaces.
Jack.
Yeah, and then each one of those open spaces had these huge vinyl posters up.
Oh, they look nice.
Very good signage.
And I know Right Way Sign printed them all. That's where it was, you know, in years past. So, yeah, cool. I don't know. It was a good time.
I like that one, man. It was, you know, they're saying they might not do them anymore. I kind of hope they do. That was one of the best ones.
You hope they do it more, not you hope that they don't and end on the big one.
Oh, just go out on top?
Yeah.
I don't know. That was a good party, man. that was a good hang, man. Yeah, and then they push it, you know, to a weekend where, you know, it was away from the noise of Illinois Craft Beer Week. You know, yeah, it was in a spot that we could appreciate. You know, yeah, and you know, we're seeing people like we saw some folks from Forbidden Root, and we're like, man, we're on our way there next. You know,
Yeah,
like you're
okay.
in the brewing district. You know, so a lot of cool after party options. You know, from that location. Yeah, everything about it I really dug. So
Cool. Yeah, nice. So, yeah, keep a lookout for, I don't know, next year if they do it again. We have photos up on some Facebook photos. Instagram story is still, like, saved if you go to our account, if you want to see, I don't know, random pictures with us, with
just,
other people that love the podcast.
you know, just out drinking, hanging. You know, a lot of high fives, a lot of hugs. It was a fun time.
No, good stuff. Cool. Did you make it to anything else, or was that it for you?
Shout out to Peckish Pig up in Evanston, you know, right across the street from Chicago. I ended up there. They have a killer patio. One of my favorite patios in around town is theirs. Didn't get to their beer. I got to a North Shore cider
Okay.
instead. Just like a little post-game meal up there. So,
Nice.
yeah, cheers to those guys. I had a dry hop cider called Split Personality, 7% dry hop cider from North Shore. North Shore is also in Evanston. It's actually like 3 doors down from Peckish Pig.
Oh, okay.
Right on Howard. Howard's
Yeah.
the dividing street between Evanston and the city. Yeah. Oh, but that's all I did.
Cool. Yeah. That was about it for me. I just went and picked up these cans at Forbidden Root. Here we are now
Right.
on a holiday week.
Yeah, so it's kind of slow this week, man. There is one big party.
America's birthday.
Oh yeah, America, July 4th. Yeah. So there's that nationwide party. Then Dark Matters block party is this weekend,
Oh,
too.
yeah, that's on the 6th,
That's a
right?
good one. Yeah, that's all day. That's 12 to 10. I want to say that's Saturday, and that's in that empty lot, Chicago and Western, right on the northwest corner there.
Yeah, I think you made it over there last year. I didn't. I made it the year before.
Yeah,
You gotta try to hit it up.
I think so. It's a suggested donation. It's for a good cause though, man. I think it's like suicide prevention. Let's find out for sure. I was just checking this out. Yeah, Hope for the Day. Donations encouraged for Hope for the Day. That's the crew that
The sip of hope, or
Sip of Hope. Yeah.
that Old Irving has the beer with.
Yeah. So it's all about, you know, that type of thing. Letting
Yeah.
people know. Like suicide awareness.
All right.
I probably said that wrong. Suicide awareness. Suicide prevention.
Prevention, yeah.
Suicide
Don't
prevention.
try to make people aware of suicide.
Just want you to know about suicide.
Have you heard of this thing? Cool. Yeah, check that out. That's always a good time. It's, yeah, like you said, donation, and then you buy the beers, right? Or no, they're free beers.
Everything's complimentary.
Oh,
This is their way of like really, really wanting to hang and really raise money for Hope for the Day.
oh, cool.
So you go out, there's live music, you know, there's eats, there's beer, and it's a good time. That's
Awesome.
a good party. Yeah.
So check that out. I don't know if I'll make it there. I'll be hitting up. I think at Low Rise and maybe some Great Central on
Cups.
Sunday.
Yeah, Cub Sox this weekend. I might end up out there. Who
Yeah,
knows?
okay. Phew. But get over to Dark Matter's block party. It's always a blast.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Any news or any other events we should dive into before we get out of here?
We'll talk about a little news / this event we should forecast that we're probably going to be at. The Wet Hot American Cider Fest at headquarters, River North.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's
We're gonna be there.
yeah, we're gonna be at this. So it's like a summer camp, corn dogs, apple bobbing, boozy apple bobbing. Remember bobbing for apples? Like everyone's got their face in the same thing.
I've never done it because it seems
Yeah, it's like going swimming with a bunch of little badass dirty kids in a little pool in the backyard, right? It's a cider festival. 30 of the nation's top ciders, July 21st from noon to 5 at headquarters.
nice. That'd be cool. Did they do a Firkenfest this year?
I don't know, man.
We weren't invited.
No. So we're gonna ask them that when we go to this, man.
Cider event. Oh man, look at that. We're on the cider train. We posted that rosé video.
Man, that rosé was sneaky good. I was like, this is gonna suck.
Yeah.
So what was it? Oh yeah, rosé. Yeah, rosé cider. Yeah,
It was good. Oh, and then that sparkling.
that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, the sparkling sake.
Well, yeah, I'm like, dude.
That video I haven't posted yet, so
like,
look
I'm
out
supposed
for
to. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to like this.
that. But it was so good.
Man. I'm like, man, sparkling sake, huh? I'm going to have to find out if I see this, I'm gonna get this instead of that 3-month-old beer. I'm gonna get this.
So, all right. Any other news? Anything else happening?
No, man, really slow week, man.
Okay.
Enjoying the holiday,
What's
Some
going to
downtime.
be your 4th of July drink of choice, you think?
Oh man, 4th of July drink of choice, man. I'm probably just gonna go a little whiskey, little fresh lemonade, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna chill hard, man. Do a whole lot of nothing.
All right. Sounds good. Might end up doing some of those Aperol spritzes. It's always solid. I may make my way up to Alarmus and grab some of the latest Citra or latest Le Juice variant to try and bring to some people's houses.
Right on.
That'll be my go-to. Cool. All right. Let's get out of here. Nick, where can people find you? Get in touch when we're not here.
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosio.
And I'm on Twitter at BRAD. Chicago Beer Pass is on Twitter at Chicago Beer Pass. Instagram, we're always posting photos, stories, so check that out. We got a new open, some new graphics in the works.
Oh, that looks cool, man.
Get ready for that. I don't know how long it's going to take us, but we're working on it. And we'll be back next week with another episode. Take care.
Cheers.